So, good morning, student. Today, welcome to again lecture series on TY BSc Physics. So, that subject is the atomic, molecular, and physics, and we have to see that the chapter number first, atomic structure. Okay. So summary of the last lecture, we have to discuss about the point Rutherford model of an atom, scattering of Rutherford model of an atom on the basis of nuclear theory, and orbital electrons. Some part of orbital electrons is also seen at the last lecture. So we have to see that again. The point is the electron orbit. So electron orbit. We have to see that in the last lecture, so that the Rutherford model of an atom confirms the atomic structure, and according to him, atom is a tiny particle, positive nucleus, and that electrons is revolves around the nucleus. Okay, so that what concluded that Rutherford's model of an atom. So atom is tiny particle, okay, tiny particle, positive charge on a nucleus, charge on nucleus, and electrons that revolves around the nucleus, and electrons is revolves around the nucleus. So we have to say that basic idea of the atom. So that considering this is positive charged nucleus, so at the center of this, in the nucleus, proton is present here. Okay, so that proton have positive charge, and this is the radius from the center of the nucleus to the shell of the atom. So that is denoted by the small r. So an outermost shell or shell, in the shell atom, the electron is here present. Okay, so the force on this nucleus and acting the force on this shell, so that is the Fe, that is Coulomb's law of the electrostatics, or Coulomb force acting on the center of the part, that is proton is there, and the centripetal force that acting on the electrons, that is revolves around this nucleus, so that is Fc. Okay, so you know that the idea. So that consider the case of simple hydrogen atom. Okay, so in case of simple hydrogen atom, okay, you see that in hydrogen atom only one proton is there, so that is stationary nucleus, and one electron is there which is revolves around the nucleus. So one electron is there, and that electron is revolves around the nucleus, and we have to see that we assume the circular electron orbit for continuous, the centripetal force holding electrons in the orbit of the radius r. Okay, that centripetal force hold that electrons is revolves in the orbit around the nucleus. So that centripetal force is nothing but Fc is equal to mv square divided by r. Okay, this is centripetal force acting on the this orbital electrons, and that bound to the nucleus, that nuclear force is the Coulomb's, and that Coulomb force is given by Fe is equal to 1/4 pi epsilon naught E square divided by R square, correct? So this is your equation number first, this is equation number second, this is the centripetal force, and this is Coulomb force which is acting on the center of the nucleus. So Coulomb force, okay, and according to the stable dynamic condition, so that Fc is equal to Fe, okay. So condition for the stable dynamic equate to equation. So condition for stable dynamics, whatever here, equating the equation number 1 and equation number 2, that Fc is equal to Fe, and this equation will become Fc is nothing but mv square divided by r. So that mv square divided by r is equal to Fe, that 4 pi epsilon naught E square divided by R square, okay. So this is a stable dynamic condition. Now we want to calculate this V square. So what happens where this m goes to this RHS side of the denominator, and this R is going to numerator side for RHS. So remaining is what? V square is equal to E square upon 4 pi epsilon naught, this R square remaining here, this R going to numerator for there, so R, and this m is going to denominator of this, so there is m. So one R is get cancelled and this R is get cancelled, so remaining part is V square is equal to E square divided by 4 pi epsilon naught R m. So this gives the equation number 3, okay. Again taking square root of the both side, so we want to calculate the velocity v. So taking square root of the both side, so taking square root of both sides, so last equation is given that v square is equal to E square upon 4 pi epsilon naught m into R. How it will come? That we have to say that Fc is equal to mv square divided by R, and Fe is equal to 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught E square divided by R square. So again calculate, we want to calculate this V square, so that V square is nothing but that m going to denominator for this RHS and that R going for this numerator of this RHS. So we want to calculate that E square, this one R is get cancelled and this R is get cancelled, so remaining part is E square, this m going to for LHS or RHS of this denominator, so 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught m into R. So this equation is going to for this. So this is last equation number is the 3. So we want to calculate the velocity of this. So what you want take, so that it taking the square root of the both side. So take square root of both sides. Both sides. So square root of v square is v, so that v is equal to E upon 4 pi epsilon naught mr. So this quantity is going to under the square root, so 4 pi epsilon naught m into r. So this goes to equation number 4. So we want to calculate the total energy of an hydrogen atom, and total energy of hydrogen atom is the sum of kinetic energy and potential energy. So we want to calculate the total energy. So total energy of an hydrogen atom, so that is nothing but E is equal to sum of kinetic energy and potential energy, so that kinetic energy plus potential energy, and that kinetic energy is given E for kinetic energy is half of mv square, and putting this v value in this equation, so we get value. So E of kinetic energy is given 1 by 2 m, and v square value is E square divided by 4 pi epsilon naught m into r. This goes to equation number 5. Okay, so what happens here, and we have to the potential energy value, that potential energy is minus E square upon 4 pi epsilon naught. So potential energy value is equal to minus E square divided by 4 pi epsilon naught r. This is the potential energy of the hydrogen atom. So what you want to do, so addition or sum of this both energy and taking this value. So E is equal to what here, m into E square, so m into E square divided by 4 pi epsilon naught m r, 4 pi epsilon naught m into r, and this multiply by 1 by 2 into this equation, so this factor goes to 8, minus this potential energy value is E square upon 4 pi epsilon naught r, and this m and this m is get cancelled. So what is remaining, E square upon 8 pi epsilon naught m r. So equation will become E is equal to E square upon 8 pi epsilon naught r minus this E square upon 4 pi epsilon naught r. So here we see that here is denominator 8 pi epsilon naught r, here is 4 pi epsilon naught r. So we want to goes to the same the denominator, making the same the denominator. So what we want to taking multiply by 2 for the numerator and denominator of this potential energy part. So here multiply by 2 and here also multiply by 2. Okay, so what happens here, so that equation will become E square divided by 8 pi epsilon naught r minus 2 E square divided by 8 pi epsilon naught r. So final equation of the energy of the hydrogen atom will become, so minus E square divided by 8 pi epsilon naught r. So this is the final equation of the total energy of the hydrogen atom. So this equation number gives the 6. Okay, so what happens there, so their value will become minus. So what is the significance for this minus sign? So if we say that the energy of hydrogen atom is negative, and main significance is if E is greater than 0. If E is greater than 0, so that electrons is not bound to the nucleus. Okay, so if E is greater than 0, then electron is not follow the path of electron orbit, follow the path of electron orbit. Okay, so that's why this energy is the negative, and that minimum ground state energy is nothing but is directly proportional to 1 by n square. So that value will become roughly calculated, that is E is equal to minus 13.6 electron volt. So this is roughly calculation value. So now we want to say that physical significance of this. So what happens here, that electrons is revolves around the nucleus. So what happens, that electrons revolves in around the nucleus, that radiate the energy. So suppose this is the nucleus, have positive charge, and that proton is there. So this is nuclear part, and this is the electron orbital shell, and this single electron, this is stationary nucleus, and this electron revolves around this. So rapidly these electrons have radiate the radiation. Okay, and if radiate the radiation, so what happens here, that lose the energy, and this losing the amount of energy, that electrons is collapse in the nucleus. This is the classical theory, but this theory is not provide the meaningful information, and that's why we want to say that the study of the electromagnetic theory, and that theory is basically based upon the quantum theory, that is the Planck's quantum theory, and this theory is investigating or study about the Sir Neil Bohr in the 1930, and the path of this electron is revolves around this nucleus, that followed by this section. So suppose this is positive proton, and that electron radiate energy, and again this part is like for the this. Okay, and this is the negative. So finally we have to see the structure. Suppose this is positive charge, and this electron going to for this after collapse in the nucleus. Okay, so we want to next point see the Bohr model of an atom.